Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
What are we talking about tonight?
So,
we're going to talk about if it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to talk about will it ever happen?
Yeah.
So, the way I came across this is I was on Facebook last night, and I already had an idea kind of what I want to talk about, and this just like cemented it. And I was on there, I was scrolling through my timeline like you do, and there was a post for this. It's like a hotel, a house with an underwater room. Actually, here we got it right here. That little thing. And so because I've seen this thing posted before, I always go through the comments and like kind of try to drive traffic to Atlanta Sea Colony and educate people and stuff about it. But anyway, on this one post, as the last time I checked, there's almost 400 comments and around 4,000 shares just on this picture here. And so it got me thinking. I started Googling like one does. And something I've done for as long as Google's been around. I'll Google like underwater hotels, underwater habitats, underwater whatever. And if you do that, if you type in underwater hotel, underwater habitat, the combination of all those, there's 250 million results. Let me go ahead. So I got thinking, okay, 250 million results for underwater hotel or underwater habitat. If I had a quarter for each one of those results, $62 million right there. Atlanta Sea Colony could single-handedly change the landscape of ocean habitation, colonization, exploration, whatever you want to call it. But the problem is I don't have that, and nobody does. And that is where the problem lies in. That's where it started dawning on me. I go, there is lots of talk out there. There's lots of information. There's lots of interest, but there's very little happening and very little contribution to it. And like I said, I get it because as a society, a lot of us are a wait and see type of mode. And especially with investors, they're super leery about something like this. And then you look at businesses that we talk a lot about, they don't even trust it yet. So it's a problem of trying to start a new industry almost and trying to get people around it. It's hard. Out of those 250 million different results, my guess would be probably 80 to 90% of them are articles about could-be's or underwater habitats of the future, right, or stuff about the past, Jules, Aquarius, Conch Shelf. And I think that because of that, that's also adds to the skepticism out there because people see this stuff, and especially if you followed it and gone back and forth over the years, that half this stuff hasn't happened. I've been around for a bunch of them that have come and gone over the last couple decades. So that adds to this. Well, it's a pipe dream. People aren't going to do it. And so that once again, that hurts people like us that are actually trying to make it.
Right.
Get a little more legitimacy. That is the word.
Today's word is legitimacy.
So that brings us to the question, will this ever happen? And that's where I came with that. And as I talked about at the beginning, in a few weeks here, there's going to be an event called Ignition Con. It's going to be a 4-hour event. It's going to be on a Thursday. It's a bunch of the different leaders in the global inner space segment, and even some people from the space segment. We're getting together and we're having a conference. There's going to be keynotes and speakers and stuff like that. And the purpose is to discuss the benefits of manned underwater habitats in the hopes of not only public awareness, but also in turn trying to find funding for these as well. Then on the flip side, you have people like Fabien Cousteau, who's going around promoting his project Proteus and trying to raise $135 million to build his vision of the new science research center under the sea. And you get thinking about it. I've always said there needs to be one person to champion. There needs to be that Elon Musk of the sea, pretty much, or Jeff Bezos or something like that people can rally around and and get behind. And Fabian could be one of those people, but if the new name Cousteau, which is synonymous with underwater habitats, can't even get the attention and the money, then what?
Right.
Who, what, and will, when will, type of thing. So yeah. So wrap it up here real quick. That I don't think that the underwater resorts and the underwater hotels that everybody's looking at is going to be the key that pushes the boundaries and pushes the development of underwater habitats. There will be those, but the profit margins have got to be so tiny to make it accessible to the masses. An investor's not going to be interested in that because they're not going to see a big return on their money or a quick return. And the established hotel chains aren't going to be willing to take a risk on that. So do you turn to the science community? The science community has dominated this for over 50 years and really hasn't grown the field any. So then who's left except for big business? And I think that's where it's at. On our TikTok and our YouTube, I've been making some little really short, like 15, 30-second long videos talking about the idea, the benefits of business, and how they could definitely benefit in this space of the underwater, the blue revolution. They got the money for the R&D for one thing, and they have the ability to set the prices to recoup those costs. So, whether it's big data, energy storage, food production, you name it, they are the ones that I could very well see developing the manned underwater habitats of the future. Obviously, we have said from the get-go that the goal is to bring the masses to the ocean, but the average person can't and won't fund the development of a whole new sector. So that leaves it back into either the science community or the business community. And like I said, the science community hasn't done it as of yet. So it's in the hands of the business community. But the question is, are they going to do it? And how do we get a hold of them? And how do we get it in their hands and get that how do we convince them to do it? And I talk a lot, I've said a lot here about, that the general community is not going to do it. And that's not to say that we don't get support, because we love our patrons and people have donated PayPal and other means. They're helping, give us money and stuff along those lines. But at the same time, I can't expect them to fund an underwater habitat. It's that's not likely. They're definitely helping us, fund this, doing the live streams, doing other things along those lines. But it's going to be a much bigger investment. And so I really want to put that question out there to get people. I see Glenn's already throwing some comments in here, and we'll get those here in a second. But what's going to keep it alive? Or is it going to do like the science community is doing and letting it dwindle down to where's Aquarius? You don't hear anything about them anymore. Jules is barely being held on. So there's not much left out there. So who's going to take that mantle? Who's going to run with it? And what is going to further this vision and this new field?
We are.
I agree. And we are. But what part is it going to do? I think it's going to be the business sector. A lot of people want to see underwater, dive centers, underwater resorts, and stuff like that. I don't think the money's there for it. Yes.
And that's where I've always kind of pushed it too.
Yeah.
I feel like just the novelty of being able to do that at the pristine waters, at these nice resorts and stuff that have nice waters and scuba on them.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to be an attractive thing.
And we will have those. But again, the time to recoup that money, your ROI on those, how many years are you going to be waiting to return the cost of one of those versus, I hate to harp on data centers and stuff like that, but who's got the most money out there right now is the cloud providers, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, those guys that can throw the big bucks at it and make this happen. Microsoft has already done it, in fact. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. Let's see what Glenn's got over here.
Dreams are cheap and free. Commitment and actually is not cheap or easy. Work towards a goal on a schedule. If you don't make it in an allotted time, reboot and goal and never quit. Never quit. Also, Fabian is running a corporation taken from what he had available to him, i.e. his grandpa's fame.
Yep.
Private enterprise will be your first partner. If it doesn't make money or a return on investment, it won't happen.
Exactly.
As well as science is still backed by government monies most generally. They will do whatever their patrons want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree with all those. Yeah, Fabian, I don't want to say he's riding off his grandfather's coattails, but that name definitely,
right.
is.
People will think of Jacques Cousteau when they hear Fabian Cousteau, even if like you didn't say there's some guy named like Kevin Cousteau or whatever, like that has no relation. Someone's gonna be like, "Are you related to Jacques Cousteau?" That's what the thought is gonna be. Babe is he must be watching from work or something. Agree, businesses will find where a profit is and it will snowball. Finding an irreplaceable resource will jumpstart it all. And as much as like we've been against the concept of trying to like get like government grants and whatever, because the paperwork is like insane to try to even like apply for government grants, but it's just like, I mean, I think there would be as morbid as it sounds, especially in today's day and age, that if the government wanted to have or wanted us to build these, they would almost certainly be using it for military reasons. That would be like the only, because it seems like any time that they want to invest in something, it's in weapon technology. It's in something that can give them a boost in military stuff. So it's like, and I guess I don't want our product to necessarily be a military type thing, or like something that's being used for potential war or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I would like this to be a product that's used for, like I said, data centers, research centers, your own private vacation home that's under the sea, or the resorts or scuba centers, whatever, whatever is put to good use. But I don't want to have to get our start because the government's like, hey, I like what you're doing because we want the Navy to have it.
It's one of those things where the less government intervention, the better is my type of thing. And you start taking money from the government.
Well, and at what point would they be like, yeah, we'll help you build this, but we want them exclusively for us? And it's like, well, then that kind of defeats the purpose.
Right. But yeah. Glenn's, that's the reason movie stars make so much money off their names. Yeah. They can, just the name alone, Tom Cruise, I'm sure he commands, there's a certain dollar amount. He's not going to work for less than that just because he's Tom Cruise. And the same thing. With Fabian, not saying Fabian's not doing tons of great work and that he doesn't deserve it, but would he be where he's at if he was the first Cousteau out there? And probably not.
Right. And not to dismiss anything he does, but it's just like we also live in a day and age where there's a lot of people that are kind of like self-starters that are like explorers and stuff. And I don't know if explorer is the right word, but like, you think of like someone like Steve Irwin, when he was like famous and stuff, it was kind of a big deal because there wasn't a lot of people being, I guess, promoted on TV as like that guy that's like kind of like the, person. And back in the day, it was Jacques Cousteau for like a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's so many people out there that do it, and which is amazing because it's cool. I love seeing more and more people do it. But now it's just like, now you have like the Irwin kids and stuff doing it. You have people like on YouTube, like Coyote Peterson, stuff like that. And then they have their own subgroup. And then like just the YouTube world has taken it to where there's so many names in that area to where it'd be hard to be the name in a field.
And same thing. And we got like companies like private industries like Ocean X, who's, a privately funded great organization doing tons of work for the exploration community. Once again, somebody that possibly, that could potentially fund this. But at the same time, then you look at Triton Submarines, who's Bruce Jones, who used to be U.S. Submarines, who's got Poseidon Undersea Resorts. He's never made that happen, yet he's got all the tools that he needs to make it happen. He just hasn't done it yet.
Right.
And why? I mean, I think it's because he's trying to go too big too soon, but there may be something else there too. It may be his heart's just not in it too.
Yeah.
We've got bunch of stuff here. Glenn's military has always been leading edge of innovation. Sometimes it works that way. Private enterprise will be the best avenue to take, like diamonds underwater. Yeah.
Right. I mean, the reason we have like those stealth bombers is because when the aliens crashed at Roswell, I mean, we reverse engineer. No, I'm kidding. So if we can infiltrate Atlantis and, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's like I said earlier, military has always been like, someone was telling me, someone that's in the military, actually, a buddy of mine is saying like the stuff that you see like used in the military now was developed and ready to go like probably like 20 to 30 years ago. It's just like a lot of it maybe not debuted. So you're like always thinking like, what do they have right now? That's
right. Babe's got yeah.
The resort approach can really go far if it can be shown profitable to them. People are looking for that different thing to do, like what Adam is saying, explorer attitude. Yeah, that's like it's when you look at like social media, like YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff, it's like you're in that look at me world where it's just like I want to be a YouTuber. I want to, maybe I want to show people all the cool places I can go, or I want to take a selfie somewhere because that gets me more likes. So maybe it's like this is one of those things that people would be like, hey, there's these underwater like hotel rooms I can go stay in. That'd be great for a YouTube video. That'd be great for a selfie. Obviously you don't want to pin just on that, but I mean, we live in a generation where it's just like people are people are so quick to want to be able to share everything that's going on, and they're looking for what can make what about them unique. So it's all about like, where can I go that's unique and stuff.
Yeah. It's just learning how to capitalize off of that too. I mean, once again, we can, and that's, I think one of the things that's benefited Jules is because they are the only place that that YouTubers can go, and a bunch have been going there to film stuff. And even Thane, he started, the Jules TV, where he has regular interviews with people who come down there and stuff like that too.
Well, and sorry, I'll read his comment in a second, but I'll give you a great example. Like last year, actually probably around this time, I went to a place in a mall like an hour and a half away from here, and I had my kids with me. I was just looking for something to keep them busy for a little while. And so we went to this shop in the mall where I paid $30 to basically let my two daughters take pictures in all these different little studios that they have set up in this shop. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, people will pay money to be able to say, hey, look at how cool I am and with this background. And like, so yeah, that's a key example of like, I wasn't underwater. I wasn't anywhere cool. I was in a store in a mall that just had some cool backdrops and props in the area, and my kids could take all these cool pictures. So anyways, Glenn said, Brendan is correct. Fabian is still a good egg, but I don't believe he has the drive or commitment his grandpa had. And, and I would love to meet him someday and be able to talk with him and like see what he really does think about, his project that he's working on. Is this something that maybe there's a lot going on behind the scenes that, we don't see, because that's one thing you and I talk about, Brennan, is that there is a lot of other people out there that say they're doing this, but they don't put out content. And I'm not trying to toot our horn, but we at least try to like, even if we're not putting stuff out about the progress of what we're doing, we at least want to be a hub for, news articles, of oceanic related stuff. We do live streams where we're talking about different topics, and most of the time it's about the underwater habitation, but sometimes we talk about other topics. But it's like we're trying to be like kind of the hub in a way, and we're kind of trying to, even if like we don't have a lot to give you every week, we're at least trying to like let people know like, hey, we're still continuously working on this. Not like put up a website and then you don't hear from us for like a year or so.
And my thing behind that is, especially in today's culture, is everybody's so, you got 5 seconds and then it's gone type of thing. And if you let it die off, are people going to remember you and stuff along those lines when it's all said, in 5 months when you're, oh, hey, there they are. I remember hearing about them type of thing, but like constantly active and stuff along those lines, as well as, Babe just talked about here, networking. Same thing is that, which I'll talk about here a little bit as with the convention thing coming up here. It's all about networking. That takes a lot of time and effort. And I do sometimes feel like maybe I'm spending too much time networking versus working on the project. But I see benefits from the networking aspect as well. So it's really it's a juggle. And back to Fabian's, the couple of interactions I've had with him on Reddit, he seemed cool. He seemed genuine. But how much of that is his PR thing, and how much of Proteus is all just about PR for the Fabian Cousteau Learning Center too.
Right.
But I do know he's been doing a bunch of diving, spent a bunch of time out in the area he wants to put the habitat. So he's doing something out of that area.
Yeah. And we've always, been pretty supportive of anybody else that's trying it. We're not one of those groups that's trying to, tear down what everybody else has started. We question other people's designs, not in like a harsh or mean way, but, we almost critique it to the sense of all right, have we thought of that? Is there something from them that we could learn, vice versa? And a lot of the other people too that you've had contact with. So it's we feel like we have the most realistic design in a sense. Because like you said, a lot of them have really cool designs, very big ambitions, but keyword being big and which obviously means they need more of the money. So,
and I said, for the most part, all the ones I've spoke to feel the same way. They're willing to put the olive branch out there and communicate. There are very few that either I can't get to commit to coming on the show, or probably wouldn't be a very good fit on the show just because of their personality and stuff on those lines too. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, there's two of them out there that I think would be a little rough. And there are two that haven't committed to coming on the show. So, but yeah, it's a big ocean. There's plenty of space out there for all of us to be doing something. And so there's no sense of keeping it, sharing the information. So,
yeah. It would be a really ridiculous world if there was only one company that built houses in the entire world. It's everybody can make their own design, different types and all that. Just, we want to be the first. Every media source that brings the ocean realm to the public is a step in the right direction. The sea is our future, no doubt. You guys are doing your part. Well, thank you, Glenn. Appreciate that, buddy.
So basically, thank you guys for the input. I thought this might, get some good responses when I was working on this, because it's one of those questions that, just be real with you, it gets depressing at times. To spend so much time, effort, and money on this, and to know that we're right on the edge of making it happen, and just trying to claw over that one little to get it going, and to not be able to grasp that.
Well, and like I tell you, and I've said on here plenty of times, over and over, is there are so many pieces ready to fall into place, but we just need one of them to fall into place, and the other ones jump right with it. Yep. We have a tentative location to test out our first unit. We have a guy that, seemed pretty open to letting us do that. So it's okay, we have a potential location to do this. And it's just we know that there would probably be tons of people that would invest a lot of money in this once they saw that it could work.
Yeah.
It's just so it's all these little things that as soon as we can do one, all the other ones work. And it's we'll be super successful at that point. But it's just like you said, getting over that one hump.
Glenn's you guys have good mental attitude and good people skills to keep others from getting upset.
You don't see us off air.
No, I appreciate that, Glenn. And I try to. That's my mentality in the whole thing is there's, I have dealt with some interesting, aggravated people in life, and especially in this area too. And it's one of those things where there's no reason to get upset. We're all striving for a similar goal and want to see the same thing happens. Some of our motives may be different on why we do it. And I think that causes some friction there because of our motives. But at the end of the day, we all know that this is the future and that the ocean is where we inevitably need to get to. It's just, how are we getting there? And that's kind of where we're kind of stumped at, is who's going to fund this? Who's going to open the checkbook and say, I believe in you guys, or whomever it may be, whether it is Poseidon Undersea Resorts, whether it's Dennis Chamberlain, whether it's, Fabian, whomever it may be, and get behind that vision and see this is a viable vision, and I can get behind this, and I think you guys can do it. What's Glenn got?
I don't think you would, Glenn.
That's all right.
Oh yeah, I was talking to a second.
People only do things for two reasons. First is the pain it will cause if they don't, and the second is the rewards they will. And for me, it's a little bit of both. I don't want to, and that's honestly, several years ago, I was working my IT job, and I had a vivid dream of me climbing up out of the water into the Atlantic Sea colony habitat. And it's one of those things where it was like a kick in the gut. It's like I was nearing 40 at that point in time. I'm like, either I got to do something with this or live in regret that I never tried to make this thing happen. And so it was the regret of that. But at the same time, I understand that pulling this off and making this, I don't care about the fame and aspect, but the ability to live comfortably and to fake my own death and live underwater is the big thing too. So
I would love to see and know you two off air. Well, here's the deal. I think you would regret that. And two, no, we've said several times that once we get this thing ready to drop, and once we do drop it, we want you to be there, Glenn. We want you to be a part of this.
Yes, we will definitely be. There will be VIP invites sent out. Yeah. And Glenn, you have been around for a long time and being super supportive, and I very much appreciate it.
You got the VIP card. We'll have a little lanyard and all that you can get past security with. Here, just show that to him.
Scuba Santa.
Yeah. Get out of the way. That's Glenn. Don't you guys know anything?
Right.
Glenn says, want to bet? Oh, Glenn, I'm sure we would have a hoot outside of business aspect. And one day, I hope that happens.
So yeah. Yeah, it's that's all I got for that aspect there. But unless anybody's got anything else to add to that, I wanted to switch gears here real quick and give a little bit of plug for this event coming up. Let me share an image of this thing here real fast. There it is. It's called Ignition Con. As you can see, it's the timing and everything. Obviously, it's international. This is coming from our friend Martin over in Turkey. Been working with him for quite somewhat time on this. That's several months. That this is his thing he's been putting together, and he's got a huge list of people. You can see some of the names on there. He got James Miller, Jan Koblik, some different people. There's going to be talking about culture, about space, about engineering. So there's going to be, like I said, a bunch of different breakout sessions. It's going to be like 2 speeches, a break, 2 speeches, a break type of thing. And then there's going to be at the end an open forum for discussion. Now, whether this is going to be live to the public, we still haven't determined yet. If it is live, it's not going to be something where you'll be able to communicate and ask questions, but it will be something you could potentially watch. If not, it will be recorded and uploaded later. I will be recording it. I have another Skype call tomorrow morning with some of the guys involved in this to hammer out the final details on that. So I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be big. There's some really big names in there. Jacques Rougerie, who we talked about before, I think he's supposed to be attending. He's not going to be speaking. There's only a few people speaking, but there's going to be, I think, about a dozen people in attendance. So yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean, Ian Koblik down there. I know we've talked about him before.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just this is the first time I've seen this graphic too. So February 17th.
The Thursday, I think. And 1700 UTC is around, I think it's 11 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah, 17th is a Thursday, so.
Yeah.
But,
so it'll be a nice chunk of the day.
So, explain again, will a bunch of people be able to like join it and watch, or is it one of those things that just like the group is in it and then the video gets posted later?
We haven't decided if it's going to be Zoom or Skype yet, but the invitees, the invited will be able to be part of that. The only way everybody else will be able to view it is through YouTube when we stream it through there. But once again,
we will live streamed.
We're hoping that's what we're shooting for. If not, it'll be recorded and uploaded later.
Okay.
So we're going to hammer that out tomorrow morning, whether it's going to be live streamed or recorded and done later.
I hope everything goes over with it like really well, and then be able to do one of these like every year or something. That'd be really cool.
That's kind of what I talked about. Martin, his whole thing was like, if this goes great. But this might be the only opportunity we have to get these people together. I'm like, well, if you do it annually, it could be kind of cool too. So yeah. Babe says, excited to see this happen. Ignition Con, the world is ready. Yeah. It's getting some names together. Miroslav, the guy over in Belarus who I talked to a week or so ago, who we're still going to try and get on. We are going to get on for an interview with Hydronaut, the underwater habitat over there in Europe. I think he's going to be there. I can't remember the whole list of names. But yeah, it's definitely all around the world. People are going to be involved with it. So it's a nice big global thing. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool. It will be cool, not would. Will be cool to see that, and just having different people be able to talk about the subject too, and then people can get a break from us for a little bit.
Yeah, and they're working on trying to get a really big name to be a speaker on the thing, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. So I'm not sure if that's going to fall through or not. But if they're able to get the person they're trying to, it would be huge. So I mean, not that we already got big names in there now, but a more recognizable name than some of those people.
The guy that directed Titanic.
No.
I don't know why I can't think of his name.
James Miller?
James Cameron.
Oh, James Cameron can.
Like James Miller. What?
He's an author.
No. That would be cool if we got James Cameron in there.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe next year.
Mm. Same way. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on. That's the pressing stuff right now. I made we made this a social media post too. Will it happen type of thing, and link back to here. This will be a podcast as well, so I'll be working on that tomorrow. Get it uploaded for you to check back out later too. So anyway,
digging it.
Unless anybody else has got other stuff they want to throw in there or not, Adam, you can take it home.
Take it home. I'm gonna give us the little bit of an extended way out. Guys, this is AtlantaSeaColony.com. This is where you're going to find all of our cool stuff. First of all, up here, you have our social medias. You got your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube.
Actually, you click on the social media page because it's got easier to find.
Then get rid of this.
Yeah.
Or the other ones, anyways. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, podcast, TikTok, merchandise. Before we go over the merchandise, I always talk about this once in a while. Over on our resources page, Brennan's got some different podcasts up there that you can listen to, different books, YouTube channels, which are some good ones. I think maybe I'll take this on so you don't have to, but maybe we can put some links to like some like documentaries and stuff, or like something like that. I'll take that on and try to help you out with that, and then you can just put it on the website.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll do something like that. Also, guys, AtlantaSeaColony.com/merch. Have you guys checked out our cool new stingray design, or manta ray design? Check this out. This is a kid's shirt. I need to get one for my kid. I have two of them. I should probably get it to him evenly. Manta ray hat. Got the trident design. This is Brendan in this picture right here. If you couldn't tell, that's him.
Yeah,
he wishes. Anyways, yeah, we got a bunch of cool merch here. Coffee mugs, tank tops. We got men's clothes, women's clothes, kids' clothes, beanies, hats. stickers, travel mug. I know we got water bottles and stuff like that. Hoodies. There we go. There's a good water bottle right there. What the heck is this? Why is it? Oh, it's a mug. Okay, it was just a weird picture of it. Yeah, water bottle, water bottle, water bottle. We got the tie-dye design there. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so really cool stuff here, guys. And when you get something from, you can get yourself a Hammerhead adjustable apron. So if you're cooking, grilling, or whatever, it's maybe not outdoor grilling season, depending on where you live. But it's nobody cares about the Kiss the Cook aprons. Get yourself one of these. No, anyways, like I said, when you get one of our things from our merch store, a little bit of the proceeds go to us too, so that's always helpful. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go back to our main website. Where do you have the how you can help things? Because that's right there on the front, isn't it? Ways to partner?
Yep.
So if you go to our ways to partner, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you something, brother. We have 3 different ways that you can do this. Actually, let me do this while I'm at it too. First of all, we have the PayPal. You can see we have a link to it right here that you guys can go to. You click that, it'll go to a setup page for you to if you want to do a one-time donation. So whether you want to donate $2 or $2 million, I don't know if PayPal's got a limit. I don't know if you could actually wire $2 million.
There might be an issue with that.
If you're willing to try and you have it sitting around your bank account, I mean, go ahead. We'll work out the details. But yeah, so if you want to make a one-time payment, also we have our a Cash App too that you can click over here, or if you just notice we have our username that you can Cash App at $Atlanta Sea Colony. Also, we have the Patreon.
You can click on the Patreon, probably, honestly, and
Patreon. Yeah, it takes you to patreon.com/Atlanta Sea Colony. Those are our 3 tiers right there.
That didn't come up. It's in another tab. It's in another tab.
Oh, well, hold on. I have to edit it now. Gosh dang it.
As you're doing that, yes, to our patrons out there, we've got Edward Haas, we've got Brian Acosta, we've got Babe Hyde, Matthew Cathy, and Martin Reese. Thank you, guys. I never get to list their names off, so it's fun.
Here we go. Here's our Patreon.
Yes, we've got some new tiers. I paired them up with our cool artwork, so they kind of match with those two.
Yeah, $5 a month, $15 a month, $25 a month. Your $5 a month level is just general support. Get a Patreon shout out like you just saw at the bottom of our ticker there. Your $15 a month includes Discord benefits, general shout out, Patreon
so
shout out.
The basic one has Discord benefits too.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Different tiers though. We should actually.
Yes, there are different tiers in Discord. Because the $15 a month and up will be involved in our monthly event that we have.
Yep. And then also we have the $25 one that comes with Patreon only merch. Yeah, and that's kind of the big difference with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are able to, definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I'm just tickled pink. We got the 5 at $5. So I mean,
$5 at $5 foot long,
right?
Which is not. I don't go to Subway. Don't they actually get rid of that?
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not even a relevant reference anymore. Then I guess $5 Patreon.
And like Glenn said, he's like, we should do this at the end of every podcast. I like the visual walkthrough of everything.
Okay, Glenn, you got it, buddy. I didn't know if it'd be like, now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds stupid, but I didn't know if it'd be too repetitive, but at the same time, I'm already saying the same things. We might as well show everybody the stuff. Also, I gotta make a video of Adrian doing some of her ocean facts.
You do?
She wants to be involved in Atlanta Sea Colony, and hey, if we can get extra content out of it, then it's a win-win. So
absolutely.
She loves to share facts that she reads out of her National Geographic books, so that's her big thing. That's a good sign, right? When your 8-year-old likes to read National Geographic.
Can't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, having said all that, it's been fun tonight. We had a lot of participation. Thank you, Glenn. Whoever that is that just messaged on YouTube that clearly doesn't know what they're doing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining. And next Tuesday, we'll be back at you again. Like I said, check out our Discord. Check out our...
we don't really plug Discord that much, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, get to the Discord page. I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. Thank you, Glenn. Okay, I'm doing my typical goodbye like I do at family events. So, having said that, thank you guys. We will see you next Tuesday.